let's just do a little testy test. All right, there's sound waves.
Oh my, your passing of gas is indubitably, impeccably.
Indubitably. Yes, richness.
Need to have that rich caramelly chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Why, I do say, Jeeves, please pull the car around so we can go visit my chain of businesses. Most indubitably, sir. Would you like to synonym rolls while I drive you to your chain of businesses? Oh,
Happy Thanksgiving, guys!
And welcome to the Sun and Fitness Podcast, where, yes, we do talk like this on our free time. Yes.
Property taxes.
The property taxes don't affect me because I'm rich.
And I have a mustache.
I have a mustache.
Yes. How's it going, everybody?
It's been a hot minute. A hot minute.
Minute.
Hot.
Oh, what a good time.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yes.
We have been busy in our respective fields. I do declare.
I do declare that I've been busy with my respective field, and you've been moving on up in the chain too. So.
Oh yes. All right, so let's catch up. This is going to be a little bit longer of a podcast because there's a lot to catch up on. Let's start with you, good sir. Yes.
I exist.
He's alive.
If you guys haven't heard the last podcast, I during October into like first week of November, like my schedule was just with haunt season as well as work and amongst other things, you know, trying to find some time to sleep in there. But really happy, you know. I mean, I'm not like, it's always weird to say this, but like, I'm happy haunt season is done. I love it, but it's like kind of nice to have my weekends back. You know,
I can imagine that.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where I wake up and it's like, oh crap, I gotta go to the haunted house and do it. But we had a great season. For the most part, things were kept relatively safe and sanitary environments, you know, were there, and also really just the overall team of the makeup team there at Midnight Terror, you know, shout out to those guys, Barbie, Greta, Jonathan, Amanda, Kyla, everybody that came out and did makeup, you know, because we had to make sure we were sanitary on our end too, you know, for all that kind of stuff. So shout out to them and shout out to Justin and great season. Let's hope for next year that it will be very much a back to normal.
Midnight Terror still kicking ass, taking names, and scaring names. Well, it would be scaring ass. I don't know. Kicking ass and scaring names.
Yeah, something like that. I think it sounds good, but I'm curious though, because there has been any word about if combat's going to open because of the new
mandate,
whatever.
Out of curiosity though, because you worked there last year, didn't you? Yeah. So compared last year to this year, was it pretty comparable in numbers with people coming out?
So what's crazy is a lot of the other haunted houses this year shut down for the season. Like
really,
13th floor.
13th floor did?
Not 13th floor. Statesville didn't open this year. Statesville.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And that's like OG haunted house of Illinois.
And a few other places too that I can't recall. But we were, I think it's kind of cool, but like also, I mean, it's kind of sucks because, you know, obviously people didn't want to open due to COVID, but we got most of like the bulk of the crowds, I would say, because a lot of these haunted houses didn't open this year.
Okay.
So for again, everything was kept social distance, but we were pretty much sold out every night.
Nice.
You know.
Did you limit the numbers on how many came in every day, or did you just kind of
So like essentially how it worked was I think he set up a way to have a time slot reserved on the website. Okay. And once every time slot's like reserved, that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know. Additionally, he did. One night, I think it was like actually Halloween night where he opened up like a couple more slots.
Yeah.
But it was kept on a strict this amount of time. That's it.
15-minute kind of thing.
Because he wanted to keep as close to the regulations as possible, and as much into as typically with our haunts, and we have lines going out, out to 111th Street right there, and going down. But this year you have to kind of still separate the crowds from in the queue line.
Yeah.
So that was part of it too, to where he didn't want to really, have everything backed up. But everything was sold out every night, which is pretty cool. It's weird though. Really, pretty much did only 40 actors a night, and that's how big that place is.
Yeah, that place is huge.
Yeah, we usually get like 100 and plus more actors, but it's very much weird doing like makeup, and then typically, to give you a quick rundown from my day-to-day last year, was get in there, set up shop, and then I have to do makeup, at least on my end, depending on the night, 20 to 30 actors, 10 minutes, get them in, get them out, and that's it. This year, though, was like, I can take my time.
I could actually do my job like a little bit more detailed.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never really expected to have that time, if you will, but yeah, I did, which is pretty cool. So
now, did you guys extend your hours because of the time slots, like from last year? If you remember?
Actually, technically, nothing really changed. So the time slots that were there were the same as last year, but what changed for time for us is the actors had to come in earlier because how it worked was that actor would come in, get temp check in, then they go wait in line, separated, mind you, for the costume room. And once they get their costumes on, then they would call up to us to say, hey, you got an open chair. We do go up to the open chair, their makeup done, and then they would basically be escorted to their room and stay there. They didn't want any kids congregating around in the back area. So I wouldn't say the time slots for the customers end changed, but the
time slot for you guys.
Yeah, it changed to get earlier so we can get everything done in a timely manner too. So
I'm glad that all worked out for you guys.
Oh yeah.
It sucks that the other ones had to shut down because you never want to really see a business like close, but at the same time it worked out for you guys because I'm sure they had a lot more customers that were just more dedicated to 13th floor or Statesville and stuff.
Let me rephrase the context. So Statesville didn't close down permanently, they just didn't open this year because of COVID.
But no, that's what I'm saying.
But with 13th floor and all that kind of stuff too, I actually gotta go back and ask a few friends of mine how it went this year. I don't think we got a lot of the haunts didn't open this year.
Do you know if Rob Zombie was still going to be doing his haunted house?
No, that was like a one and done thing, dude.
I heard it was awful.
So it's kind of funny. I can tell you a whole episode worth of stuff I've heard from there, but a lot of the actors or management that worked at the haunted house worked at Rob Zombie.
Oh, really?
And it was a shit show, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess from hearing just the brief stories, whatever, there was no organization. It was pretty much a free for all for actors, and there was no. Hell, he even almost got kicked out because of one of the rooms was offensive. It was a Gacy room. And it was where the location was at wasn't too far from the Gacy house, whatever. So
I would assume it was done for a reason.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of make it a little bit more creepy.
Yeah, people weren't happy about it. And overall, tomfoolery. Put it that way.
Gotcha.
A lot of stuff I can't even say in this podcast right now because So I think that was one of those one and done, and he didn't do it ever again.
Because that was what, 3 years ago?
Longer than that.
Was it? Oh,
5, 6, I think.
Damn, I thought it was. Time flies when you get old.
Yeah, no, it's kind of gross. I remember one day I Googled. I was at my old job, Starbucks, and I happened to Google on my break because, stupidity. Why does time feel like it goes by faster when you're an adult? And I guess they had this whole theory when you recognize that time is there and stuff like that, your you feel like you're moving at a faster rate, and I'm like, this is too much of a complicated answer.
I think it's just because we're busier.
Yeah.
Like when you're kids, you just have school.
Yeah.
And now it's like we have work, and then you come home, you have errands to do, you have chores to do, you have things to run around.
And you just want to sit down and have a beer, and you can't.
And it's like school's, 6 hours? Work is about 8 to 9 hours, depending on how your workplace is set up. Because like they'll do like 8.5, and then you have like a half-hour lunch, so 9. And
well, what's terrible is, I mean, to kind of bring up schools, especially with my district or people I work around, I should say. I don't see us being open, or anything. I mean, my girlfriend and a lot of people I know too are closing down already for the holidays, and I'm waiting for the hammer to drop on our end for doing that too. But yeah, anyway, to golf, what you were saying though, very much like your schedule gets filled up immediately, and then you're like, if you guys didn't know, I talked to Garrett this past weekend, and I was like, can we hang out Friday? Like, I haven't really hung out with him outside from seeing him when I come to his house to give the landlord his cash.
Before the landlord has to
pop a cap.
Pay me to go over there and break some knees. So
I was like, can we just hang out, dude? You know, and then he came by Friday and had a few beers and laughs and hung out. So that was very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice.
So you did a big thing.
Yeah, I did. This past month has been a hoot. It has been a hoot, honey. Good. So I officially left the hospital that I was working at. And I put in. I was nice. I put in about like a 3.5 weeks notice. About 3.5, something like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the main reason was because the gym was just requiring more time from me. So I was like, well, the main reason why I was still at the hospital was because the insurance was just that good. So, but I was able to find pretty equivalent insurance for about like $50 or $60 more, so not much more. And made the hard decision and the big risk of leaving a safety net to go just work at the gym full time. So I've been there pretty much Monday through Saturday. And it sounds bad, but pretty much like Friday and Saturdays are like half days, so it just equates to one day. So I'm done by like noon.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like Monday, Tuesday, I train clients, and then I help out with the gym with paperwork and cleaning, and then getting it up to just at least my standards, and the owners really like the standards of just really just being more out in the open and showing that it's not just like I don't know, just take your money and kind of run type of gym. That
good. Do push-ups.
that we
you look so good.
That that we actually like listen to the customers and the members, and we try and like alleviate any of their concerns and work harder on just giving everyone more of an ease of mind. So we got. We already had one of those really cool fogger machines.
Oh,
but it was huge.
The Ghostbuster,
It was huge. You would have to pull it with you. I think it was like something like a 15-gallon tank or something like that.
Oh, so it's just one of those spray.
And then you just like turn it on and you just hear. I'm like, what in the world? But so we had one, and we would be going throughout the gyms and doing and using that. But it was like hard to really stay on like a good set schedule with it because there's only one between the two gyms.
Okay.
So you got to like constantly move back and forth with it. So we invested into 2 portable ones, backpack ones. I think they're like 5-gallon tanks on each of them. So now we have the the super big industrial one and 2 backpack ones. And so we're using those a lot more, and the members are seeing it. They're kind of like concerned. They're like almost like with like the chemtrails of of the airplanes. They're like, oh my god, what are you doing? And we're like, oh no, it's just citric acid and like silver ion. Like it's pretty much all natural for the most part, and it just helps kill any type of bacterial and like microbial type viruses. So so we were like actually cleaning the machines, disinfecting all the equipment, and we went 24 hours, 7 days a week. We have it set up where it's almost like anytime or 24 hours, where we have staffed hours and the doors will be unlocked, but when they're not staffed hours, the doors are magnetized, and you would need like a truck to just rip them open, kind of thing. And pretty much people, if your account is in good standing order, you have a cool little app. You press the unlock button or just wave your phone in front of the
cool.
key card, and it unlocks the doors. So you have 24 hours that way, and we were surprised on how big of a hit it was. We thought, honestly, like, majority of the my coworkers thought we'd only get like 10 people. We're getting like 40 people throughout the night, and that's between like 8 p.m. to like 8 a.m. kind of thing. So a good full 12 hours, but still it was like between the hours of like 11 and like 5 a.m. we're getting like 20, like 15 to 25 people. So still pretty big, which is awesome. And we hired like an outside cleaning crew to come in 4 days a week to help out because it's 24 hours. So they clean the floors, clean the bathrooms, do any of the laundry that needs to with the rags, and filling up any of the disinfectant bottles, hand sanitizer, and just clean anything that really needs to be cleaned that day. So the gym's pretty much being cleaned top to bottom twice a day, fogged pretty much every day, and members are super happy with it. And
good.
And so far we haven't seen any like decline in memberships due to COVID. A lot of them are just due to regular reasons, like, it's like I just don't use it. I had a person that's like, I haven't been in this gym in like 3 years, and I pulled it up. I'm like, you haven't checked in like 13,000 days or 1,300 days. I'm like, it's been a while. He's like, and he's like, I just noticed it when I was like going through my bank statements. He's like, why am I still paying for this? So we have people that are moving because, Illinois taxes.
Fantastic.
So, it's just the regular thing. But the biggest issue that we're hitting now is this past Friday, 2 days ago, Illinois has a new mandate where if you are in any type of health facility, that you have to wear a mask at all times. Now, originally, it was like you had to wear a mask if you couldn't stay within 6 feet from people. You couldn't social distance. And for the most part, like, people were following that rule. It was pretty much really hard to break that rule because all our machines were anywhere between 6.5 to 7 feet apart. And the only time that it was like be broken is if you were using the cable towers, because there was 4 stations around a tower. So or we had a lot of group of kids that would come in together, and we would just have to remind them. But for the most part, everyone like kept to that rule. And now that rule is like, no, you have to have your mask on at all times, even if you are social distancing. And it's one of those things where it sucks, but it's like, either we play game, we play ball, and keep the doors open and allow people to have jobs and allow people to come in and use it, or we say screw you to the Illinois government, and then we have to shut our doors.
I mean, I know partially with the going on what you're saying, Tinley Park, they're not even following any.
From what I heard, Tinley, Orland, and
they're not.
New Lenox, the mayors are backing all the businesses with it, and that comes down to where it's almost like I see both sides. I completely see both sides. Like the first time we came out of this the lockdown, the severe lockdown, I think there was like between 2,000 to 3,000 Illinois bar and restaurants were permanently shut down. Like they could not open their doors again. They closed. They filed for bankruptcy, or they just got ahead of the game. They're like, we can't do it. They closed. They took their money and ran. And others were, luckily, they were just that popular where people were supporting them through curbside pickup or delivery, DoorDash and stuff, and they were able to pull through, maybe just barely, but they were able to pull through until they were able to open their doors. Sure, it started off with it could just be outside, but luckily it was like in the spring and summer, so that was fine. And then once summer got full hit, pretty much they were able to go inside, and it was working out. And But yeah, they still weren't making as much money as they used to.
Yeah.
And even though they were able to do indoor dining, still some people just didn't want to do it. And yeah, I don't blame them. Like, I admit that I went out to a restaurant twice. One to Chuck's. Cause
Chuck's is awesome. Like,
and
I would, yeah.
When we went, it was 4 of us. We sat at a table for 6, so we were able to kind of like go in the corners and social distance for a little bit. And I think it was just us and one other table in that entire area, in the bar area, which was fine. And then the other one that I went to was downtown, and the reason why they were, because originally even in Chicago they weren't supposed to dine in. Bars weren't able to dine in unless they primarily made money off of food, I guess, and this one did. So we were able to eat inside, and when we got there, we were the only ones inside, and then by the time we left, there was only 3 other tables that had it. So these places were still being very courteous and kind and cautious about everything. So I could see exactly what the restaurants and bars were trying to do, and they were following rules and protocols that, from what I could see, I can't see behind closed doors what they were doing in the kitchen and everything, but I felt fine. I felt safe. I kept my mask on if the waiter or waitress came by and helped us, and everyone did so at my table as well. And then so I could see how, yeah, they're frustrated. This, like, we're following rules, we're following protocol, like we should stay open, and then at the same time, yeah, numbers are rising.
Yeah.
Drastically, like every single day is like 12 to 15,000 confirmed cases, and it's one of those things too. Is like, well, is it one of those ways where one person gets it and that person knows is like close to 3 other people, so they were scared, and so those 3 people got it, and it just kind of like a mass hysteria kind of thing, like, and then the news is reporting it, so more people are freaking out, so they're getting more tests, and then more tests obviously is going to have more numbers, and I think the biggest worry is not looking at the numbers of confirmed cases, but looking at the hospitalization numbers. Yes. I think that should be the worry. Like so many people I know got it, or, well, not personally know, but know of, like, heard, and they got it, and it sucked, and everyone experienced it in a little bit of a different way, either like a gut reaction, a throat reaction, or just they just didn't taste anything or smell anything for like 2-3 weeks, but they didn't get anything else.
It was a buddy of mine got it, and he had like lung issues and whatever. I mean, they had to hospitalize him because he was so able to breathe, but he said like sharp pains in the chest, whatever, something like that when he went to breathe and whatever, all that kind of stuff. And then I heard about the people getting sick and vomiting, whatever, too.
Yeah.
You know?
And then I know of cases that were so severe where one of my friends, he had so many underlying conditions. Well, you actually know him. I'll tell you later. But if you still have him on Facebook or not, he was in a coma for about a month because of how bad it was. Yeah. So it's like, and then one of my family, she got it. I think she was only in a hospital for a little bit, but then she came back out of it. So it can get really severe, but I think they should focus a lot more on, instead of just the overall confirmed cases, the overall hospitalization cases. Yeah. And if it's staying steady, then it's staying steady. I'd rather it stay steady or lower rather than raise. Mm-hmm. But I think they're looking too much on the confirmed cases, where even with just the confirmed cases, it could be very extremely minor. Rather than the hospitalization, because the confirmed cases, again, they be going up, but they're super minor, and that's only because more people are getting tested, where the hospitalization cases are obviously the more severe ones, and if those aren't raising, then either the whole herd mentality, the herd immunity is working, or just people are being healthy, which leads me to my next thing. The biggest thing, and this is the biggest thing that we have to stay healthy is, other than nutrition, eating right, is also physical activity. And many of you that I know that haven't been going to the gym and they are working out at home, the biggest issue is trying to find a good equipment. And so that's what's leading people still to go to the gym, because they can't find the equipment. Pretty much, like, the gym is fighting 2 type of sicknesses right now. Or 3, actually. Obesity, COVID, and then mental health. Obvious reasons for obesity. You're working out.
Yeah.
You're going to be eating right. You're going to be burning calories. You're going to be working out. COVID, because you're just having a good immune system. Like, exercising is proven to boost your immune system, like, just, I don't know, tenfold kind of thing. Like, for multiple factors. Like, you're just being healthier. You're having better hormone regulation. You're also just putting your body into a place that has, like, little bacteria here and there, so it's fighting against it. And you're letting your body do your natural thing. And then you're also working on, my biggest thing right now is, going after COVID, you're working on your VO2 max. A lot of people, when they're going to the gym and working out, they're usually doing some type of cardio with it. And the cardio is the biggest thing, so you're helping keep your heart healthy, but more importantly, also your lungs healthy. You're expanding them by breathing rapidly, which, if anything, is coating on your lungs. It'll help break them apart. God. But no, it's just dry winter Chicago air, folks. But you're breaking things apart. But you're also going to be working on your VO2 max and just your breathing regulation, and your resting. Oh my God, respiratory rate. Sorry, and then mental health. They've shown time and time again, when everything was shut down, including gyms, and everyone had to stay home, suicide rates skyrocketed.
So it's like people's addictions too,
Yeah, people's addictions. So alcohol, drug addictions, as well as even domestic violence.
Yeah.
So the people need an outlet, pretty much.
This is one big experiment, I
guess.
Yeah,
and gyms definitely help with that. And it's like, as one old saying goes, like, heartbreak makes bodybuilders.
Yeah.
So it's like the people that are getting heartbroken because either their, like, spouses are leaving them, or they're not seeing their friends, and that causes a heartbreak. They're just stuck at home with their thoughts.
Yeah. And
it snowballs quick. Especially if you do have any type of actual, like, diagnosed depression.
Yes.
So I wanted to pull this up. It's a source by the CDC, as well as the IHRSA, which stands for, let me pull it up here, the International Health Racquet and Sports Club Association, and MXM, which is the world's leading experts on operational member experience management. So going back to this thing, it says part of this data collecting is from 2,873 gyms just across the industry. They had roughly 49.5 million member check-ins over 3 months. So this is a 3-month span. And with that 3 month and 49.5 million member check-in, there's been no evidence that the positive cases originated in the gyms. The infection rate is 0.0023%. So pretty much right then and there, I think in Illinois, over the gyms that, like, pretty much went through with this study, I think it was like over 170,000 check-ins or something like that. There was only out of all those, there's only one confirmed COVID case, but again, they can't confirm that it came from the gym. Because no one else got it. It was just that one. So they think it came from just either their workplace, family, or friends. Kind of
outside
thing.
Source.
Yeah, an outside source.
Gotcha.
But even then, let's just say it did 170,000 to 1. It still goes to that, like 0.0023%, barely. And 1 in 5 Americans experience mental health illness, and people with mental health illness will have a 40% higher risk of developing cardiovascular metabolic disease than the general population, meaning there's going to be an underlying issue, underlying cause of making COVID more severe. Physical activity has long-term mental health benefits, including reducing the risk of stress and depression. So, again, fighting off any type of mental health, reducing that 40% of higher risk, maybe down to like 10-15% kind of thing, because still people aren't gonna, like, they'll have access to the gym, but they might not take it. And then 23% of adults are hitting the federal physical activity guidelines for activity or for adults, according to the CDC. Now, with that statistic, what it's meaning is that you're getting about half hour, 45 minutes of activity every day. And activity means like getting up off your butt and actually walking, even if it's just going for a walk. So only 23% of adults, not even a quarter, close to a quarter, but not a quarter. Pretty much the way that I see it too is our gym, just looking at our gym alone, we have all our equipment social distance about 6.5 to 7 feet apart from each other. We have all those little markers of 6 feet all around so people can kind of get a quick guideline. We have disinfectant bottles everywhere. We make sure that people are wiping down their equipment before and afterwards, just as a double safety check. Hand sanitizer bottles everywhere. We make sure people are using them. We changed out our soap to have, I think it's just from regular soap to also soap with antimicrobial. We clean and mop the floors every single day. We clean and mop all the equipment every single day. And then going into that fogger, we're doing that with the silver ion and citric acid every single day now, with the big giant one and then the 2 portable ones. And then we even have the private cleaning crew coming in, and I'm sure they have different equipment and everything, so they're hitting everything in different ways as well. So we even put on these cool safety handle things. So on all our doors, flush handles, and even sink knobs, they have like little film over them. And that's supposed to be, again, have like a cool film with, let me actually pull up our PDF on it.
Cool.
Sorry for the mechanical keyboard, everyone. No. Click here. There we go. Antimicrobial film has been installed on all door handles, push bars, water fountains, ADA grab bars, and sinks. We have installed heat shrink sleeves on all toilet and urinal handles. What does this mean? Silver ion technology. These almost invisible films are embedded with an EPA-approved antimicrobial active agent that continuously interacts with and deactivates germs and bacteria that are deposited by facility occupants on a daily basis. These slow-release silver-embedded antimicrobial tapes and sleeves go beyond traditional cleaning and sanitation practices. So, again, the silver ion, which is super awesome to have. So, that being said, like, theoretically, you could touch those things. You would never have to use hand sanitizer after touching the door handle, but we still actively encourage it. And now, originally, we did the whole, like, have you been in contact with anyone in COVID? Have you been in contact with COVID at all, like your workplace? And have you been traveling, or are you feeling healthy? We try and ask like 3 or 4 of those questions, and then take your temperature. And I was telling you guys this on Friday. I know a lot of places, if it's like hitting 100.4 or above, it's a no-go. We were doing 100 flat because it's like that 0.4 is teetering. So we were just doing 100 flat. And what we were doing, because this started in the summer, people were coming in, they were wearing hats, and we noticed if we took it on their forehead after wearing a hat, it would be like 120. We were like, no.
Yeah.
So we started taking it in 3 different places. We take it in the forehead, and if it was registering a little high, like 99.8 or like 100, we would then check their wrist, and if it was still like that, we were like, yeah, sorry, you can't do it. That's just your body temperature is way too high. The other place was then behind the ear.
Before it all.
Behind the ear, it's a little bit thinner skin. If it has some extra blood vessels, or the temple was a good one too. So 4 places. So we figured that out kind of on our own. We were just testing ourselves every single day. We were writing down our numbers, and we found a good average. So we were trying to stick with any of those spots. And if one registered high, we would check another one. If that one registered high, we would either check another one to be on the safe side, or we'd be like, yeah, no, you can't. Sorry.
Which is fair.
Go home to take a Dayquil and take a day off, or go walk outside, kind of thing. But yeah, now the extra mandate that we're doing is just everyone has to wear a mask, and I've been in both locations and mandating this. One location, my main location out in Mokina, I've only had to tell 2 people to do it, and that was on Friday, and they thought it was starting to implement on Saturday.
Oh, for,
so I was like, yeah, and I told you guys, like, no, it was just, and I was telling you on Fridays, like, no, it was Thursday going into Friday that midnight, and they thought it was Friday going into Saturday that midnight. I'm like, no, it was today. They're like, oh, okay, cool. So they just took it out of their bag and put it back on, and so yeah, they were super nice about it. And then the other location, man, like, I don't know, the mentality changed, but they were just so angry. And at my main location, again in Mokina, a lot of people, they're like, this sucks. But we know that if we don't follow it, you guys shut your doors. We'd rather have you guys open so we could come and work out and you guys have your jobs, rather than nothing. Because they know that if they're at home, they're not going to be able to work out. Either they just don't know how, they don't have the equipment, or they're just going to be lazy. Procrastination is a bitch.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Where at the other location, I don't know if they're just. I think they're just too set in their ways, where they just get what they want, kind of thing. And I think it's more of the demographic. It's not just like definitely not how the gym operates. We're pretty uniform. I think it's just definitely the demographic. You go into any area and it's just how it is. And there's just cussing us out, saying they don't have to listen to us, that they know better. And even when we explain it to them, it's like, well, you know that if like the state comes in, or if we if they get a complaint and they inspect us or they audit us, we get to shut our doors and you're not going to come work out. And some of them had the audacity saying, like, that's not going to happen. We're still going to come work out. Like, how are you going to break a window and walk in? Like, what?
I think I don't want to go on like a major tangent about this, so I'm going to get short and sweet. And I'll leave it at this, because obviously I want to make sure that, you know, I'm not trying to necessarily call out anybody, but I think us more now than ever as humans, we need to stop subjecting ourselves to this ideology of I know better than you, and without any facts to support it or anything like that. That to me is, may I use the one?
Yep.
That to me is just fucking stupid.
It is. It is really effing stupid.
I don't, especially in the gym too. It's like, you know, you're only gonna hurt this business because of your tomfoolery, and you have no right or any sort of idea of what you can do or cause by not wearing a mask in this place, or following the rules, if you will. And your elitist, you know, God amongst men mentality is not going to help support this gym or any other gyms, because you're going to be the person to completely F it up for everybody else. So
yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely how it is, and that's we've been explaining that to people. It's like, hey, this is pretty much how I approach people. I'm like, hey, do you have a mask? And they're like, and most of them are like, yeah. And it's like, oh, like with the new Illinois mandate, we just have to have a mask on at all times. If you could just please do that. I try and be super polite, super nice. I know sometimes I have the RBF going on, but I still try and do like good body language. Like, hey, do you have a mask? Like, can you just put it on, please? That would be really helpful for us, just so they know I'm not being a total dick. And most of the time, they just like spin it. At least at that location, they're just like, no, F you, kind of thing. Like, it's like, I'm like, sir, sir, ma'am, sure, ma'am. It's like, I understand, it does suck. This is not on us. This is not. We're not doing this to like just make it a hard time. Like, we're just trying to follow the rules that the state is doing so we could keep our doors open. And still, no, F you, I'm not listening. I don't have to do that. I could do whatever I want. I'm like, I understand that, again, sir. This is like, it's either we follow these rules or we close our doors. If we close our doors, you're not going to have a gym to come in to work out at. I'm just going to have to ask you to put the mask on. And if they keep saying no, then I'm like, sir, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave. We did that with one. They're like, fine, we're just going to cancel. And I think they were just trying to call our bluff, and we're like, okay.
Like, you gotta do
we got it. It's either lose a member or lose the business kind of thing. And but pretty much if it keeps escalating, we have to ask them to leave. If they still don't leave, then we have to inform them that we have to call the police to escort them off. And I usually be like, I have to call the cops. And do you really want to be banned from this place and then also possibly have something on your record?
And that's what it is. And if you have
over the stupid thing, like, I get it. And I tell people too, they're like, oh, even on cardio. I'm like, yeah, like even on cardio, and I understand that you're doing cardio. And that being said, it's like, yeah, if you are feeling lightheaded or you can't really quite catch your breath, just step away from the machine, be aware of your surroundings, who's around you, how far they are, and just catch your breath.
Yes.
Then continue the workout. Like, I understand that it's not the most optimal thing, but this is we're trying our best.
Of course.
And then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand, thank you, and fine and dandy. But just some people, like you said, these elitist, entitled, buttholes.
There's no rhyme or reason to this, especially because, mind you, I'm in a different field as you are. In your job, you're trying to promote healthy environment consistently 24/7, and now more than ever, obviously due to COVID. So people fighting against that, it's like, I don't think you guys realize how much not only Coach Garrett and his team work to bust their ass for you to keep a gym open, and you're simply denying them. I didn't say denying, but you're not even following a rule that they are trying to mandate for your health and your safety. So you're only hurting yourself at the end of the day. But that's my rant.
Yeah, and I know some people, they just already don't feel safe, and then you put a mask on, they're like, this is definitely not safe. I'm gonna hyperventilate, and it's like, I get it. Like, and during normal studies, it has been shown that the masks don't affect your blood oxygen levels. They don't affect your oxygen levels at all. And but again, that was during regular activity. I don't know. I honestly haven't looked into it. I haven't studied any of the research into it. I don't know if there is any research into it where wearing a mask during hard activity, working out, affects it. That being said, I made a post about this on Facebook yesterday. I don't know if you caught it. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. There's these really, really popular things that everyone was wearing in the gym so they could look hardcore. They could make their...
Was it did you have one of those?
The altitude mask?
Yes.
Yeah, so I jerry-rigged an old... It's somewhere in my house. It's either outside in the garage or in a bag under my bed. But an old gas mask into it. Because the original ones, it was like another form of gas mask, and it was the same threading. So I'm like, oh, look at that.
Convenient.
So I bought their little plugs and did it. But yeah, it was a whole thing about it was altitude training mask. And the original one, like I said, the version 1 was a gas mask. The second one was just a nose covering, covers the nose and mouth mask, and it had little plugs on it to adjust the altitude. But I remember. So the most part, a lot of it, it should have been more called like just a training mask, because it's more of diaphragm training than altitude training. Like altitude training, it takes months, if not years, to get used to. And I could say that because I lived in high altitude. Colorado Springs represent. And yeah, I was only there for about like a half a year to a year, and I still wasn't acclimated to the altitude. When I came back, it showed that I was training in it, because I would go to Swallow Cliff, and man,
good to go.
Yeah, I was passing people up left and right, and now I'm definitely not there, but I'm back on regular ground. But yeah, it works more of your diaphragm, learning how to breathe from your diaphragm, strengthening that diaphragm, so you could get more oxygen in the lungs with what you can, and building up the VO2 max. It doesn't really build up your white blood cell count, which was what they were trying to do. But regardless, those things were popular. Everyone, it seemed to have one at Planet Fitness, Charter Fitness, LA Fitness, Lifetime. I would walk in and I would see like 10 people have them, just going hard, either on weights or on cardio with them, going hard. People of all sizes.
Yeah.
Either beginners, intermediates, experts, just all over the place. There was really no common focus point on who had them. Everyone had them. And I posted this on Facebook. Let me pull it up. Because I will stay true to this, because I swear to God, this is exactly... Let's update some profile info. No, shut up. Yeah, so this is what I posted. Remember about 5 years ago when everyone was obsessed with working out with an altitude mask? Everyone had to have one, but yet here you are, being a sissy about wearing a disposable mask during your walk on a treadmill. Stop it.
It's true though.
It's true. Like, true. Again, I would see people just booking it on the treadmill, just set it on 9 and just going at it, wearing that mask, looking badass. And I'm like, yeah, you do look badass. But then now they're wearing the blue little disposable mask, and they're complaining about walking on the treadmill at a 3 setting, and they're just like, I just can't breathe. This is warm. I can't do it. Oh, I'm like, bitch. Like, again, it sucks. I know. Like, I did it. I did a 5K in a mask, and it sucked. The biggest thing, like, the first 10 minutes, yeah, it felt like I could not breathe. But then you just kind of got used to it because you're not used to something over your face and doing it.
Well,
the biggest thing that I had was it was a cotton one, and you do not realize how much moisture is coming out of your mouth until you run. So just the moisture from my mouth and then just the moisture from sweat collecting on a cloth mask, it was it was nasty.
That's yeah.
So it's like, that is my biggest concern, because people are just going to be going through masks. If they're the disposable ones, they're going to be going through them like crazy.
Well, I don't know if you recall, by the way, but a certain one of your anniversaries just passed. I think so, yeah, of Spartan Race.
Yeah,
that just passed. It was
story time.
Oh no, God.
Story time. So, I did a Spartan race. It's called the Stadium race. The very first one that ever came into Chicago was in Toyota Park. I did it, and it was awesome. It was super fun, and I realized that so none of them are easy. I'll tell you that, but this one was definitely the easiest one that you could do out of the other Spartan races, because it's just on a solid ground kind of thing. You're not running through mud, so it's a little bit easier, and the obstacles are a little bit easier because you're not really like hiking like 20 feet or 10, like jumping 10, 20 feet into the air on pretty much like 90% of them on a regular trail. Mm-hmm. This one is like a little bit more of, I guess, strength and endurance. So I told Tommy, I'm like, hey, let's do a Spartan race together. It's going to be at Wrigley Field. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. Like, I know you're a Sox fan, I get it, but also like, like we get to run in this, like, on the field.
Yes.
And like we get to run through like their locker rooms and their warm-up rooms. Like, this is going to be awesome. Let's do it. And it's like, this one is definitely like, it's like only a 5K. It's about like a little, like 3.25 miles, and 20 obstacles. Like, it's a lot easier. Like, you'll love it. So, he was like, yeah, sure. So in my mind, I convinced him to do it with me. And I told him, it's like, yeah, like, I'll pay for it. Like, you just could pay me back whenever. And in his mind, I invited him to watch me do it. So I'm thinking the entire time that he's doing it for me, like with me, and in his mind, he's just there to support me. And then I think, like an hour later, I text you like a screenshot of all the information. You were like, wait, shit, what?
Yeah, so they're like, okay, yeah, watch them, because I know I missed the last one, spectating one you were doing before that one. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll watch whatever. And then as soon as I saw the amount of money I owe you back and then everything else, I'm like, oh shit, I'm involved in this now.
I'm committed.
Well, and that's, long story short, I didn't tell Garrett about this communication till the day of.
And I was
it was very much a joke. It's like, no, let me just tell the day of, because like this is just like a good way to start the morning off that day. It was just, hey, by the way, I didn't know I was actually doing this. I thought I was just spectating you, and then realized until that text that, oh wait, I'm involved in this, and yeah, that anniversary just passed. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
About a year for me doing the Spartan race.
Yeah,
and
very first Spartan race.
I am going to be doing, I do want to do another one soon with Garrett, a little more intermediate one, and see where I can push my limits. Like, I always tell Garrett, it was horribly awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I never, right now especially, I'm not like out of shape, but I'm not in like Coach Garrett like shape, where he's just ripped out of his skull. I'm stout and
That's a belly.
I'm short, stout, and have some sort of muscle, but I'm not really, again, like a gym hog like Garrett is essentially. But
here's the thing where I think you could do this because I did this. This will be leading to the next segment, I guess. But I screwed up. So I decided I want to do a Spartan race. They had the virtual races.
Yeah.
I know you've seen this, so I decided I'm going to do this. And it was on the same weekend that I did the 24 hours.
Oh.
So yeah. So I did the super on Friday and then the sprint on Saturday. But it was still fun. November 10th through 15th. Yeah, it was fun. But I think this is something that you could do because the sprint you just run for a 5K. You still have 20 obstacles. And you have to. The 20 obstacles are 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5 actual workouts. They just have to do for 4 rounds.
Okay.
So you have to do 10 burpees, 20 lateral lunges, 10 on each side, then 10 body weight squats, 20 seconds on a plank, and then 10 push-ups. Just 4 times.
Okay.
And then you run a 5K. So 3.1 miles. I did 3 and a quarter.
Okay.
Because overachiever.
Yeah.
But then, you do the super, and that's just a 10K, and instead of 4 times, you do it 5 times. And then the beast, you do 6 times, and you run half a marathon, which is a 21K. So I did not do that. Screw that.
Yes.
That's a lot of running.
Yes.
But, yeah, the super 10K, I think that was like 6.5 miles or something like that.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, so it's 6.2 miles, technically, because 5K is 3.1. So, yeah, 6.2. I did 6 and a quarter.
That's
So,
good.
but it was fun. So Friday when I did the super, what I did, I broke it up into 5 complete rounds with the running. So I would run 1 and a quarter, and then I would do a round of all the workouts, and I would just do that 5 times.
Okay.
And I wanted to compare how hard it was doing that way or doing where you just do all the running and then the 4 rounds. So I did it that way on Friday for the super. I'm like, this. It was interesting. It was doable. I did 4 rounds completely with just running all the way through it, and then the 5th round, I'm like, I can't run. I did about half a mile of walking and then like 3/4 of a mile running. I did like half mile run, and then I would run, and then I like walked for like a quarter, then I ran a quarter, and then I walked a quarter. I'm like, I just can't do it, man. I'm tanked.
Yeah.
And these last ones, I was just rubber. And then I was like, all right, so I'll do with the sprint. I ran the 5K just all the way through, and then I ran off the treadmill, and I yelled at my friend, like, wipe it down for me. And he's like, cool. I already talked to him beforehand.
Yeah.
Because I told him I'm doing this for time. And I ran. I tried to do those 4 as fast as I could. I did 1. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a 30-second break. I did. And then I did again, 30-second break, did. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to pound this last one out as quick as I can. And I timed it. And literally, there was, like, no time difference. I'm like, because I finished this super in, like, I think I took a picture. I think it was, like, an hour and 50 minutes, so just under 2 hours. Let me see here. No, not all photos, just the camera. An hour and 39 minutes. I did the super in an hour and 39. And then I did the sprint in 49 minutes, just barely under 50. Like 49 minutes and 52 seconds.
Wow.
So let's just say 50 minutes. And then the other one, it was like 1 hour, 39 minutes and 15 seconds. So it was like literally
10 minutes.
Like it was like same thing. So I'm like, okay. I liked doing it how I did with the super. To me, it was a lot easier, and it was a lot more like a Spartan race because you going through it, you just don't run and then just do all the obstacles. So the obstacles are mixed in with it. So I like doing it that way. I ran 1.25 miles, did the obstacles, run to the next obstacle, and just keep doing that. It was a lot more fun. So.
Well, the next thing you're getting into now.
Oh yeah, well, I think also maybe next time that I'm thinking of it, maybe I'll just 50 burpees, that could be an obstacle. And I would run to do it, and then a run to do the lunges. I don't know. I'll have fun with it. But so going into the next thing, this was the next thing that I did this month, and you're gonna be doing it again with me next year, hopefully.
Cool.
Because you were still doing the haunt, I think, that weekend.
Yeah, it was probably unfortunately
because it was the first Saturday of November, so I think you guys were still doing
it was
the last
Clown
one.
Takeover, the last
But there's this really awesome charity event called Extra Life. Let me go to their about page, and I'll just kind of read you like their quick thing. So this is about Extra Life. It all started with a little girl in Orange, Texas. Extra Life unites thousands of gamers around the world to play games in support of their local Children's Miracle Network hospital. Since its inception in 2008, Extra Life has raised over 70 million United States dollars for sick and injured kids. Right now, children's hospitals need your support. Be a hero. Sign up today and raise funds for the Children's Hospital's COVID-19 Impact Fund. Now, I knew about this. I've known about this for about 3 years now due to Ed.
Yeah, Ed. Yes.
Yeah, he does it all the time, and every year I'm like, hey, remind me when this is going to happen, so I could do it with you. And I always forget. He always forgets. And then this year he started like a little bit earlier with asking for donations, and I saw it. I'm like, shit, yes, okay. So I signed up instantly, and what's really awesome is, this is truly like around the world, and it's sponsored by Twitch, Rooster Teeth, Humble Bundle, and then Wizards. And obviously Wizards is not Game of Thrones. Oh my God, Magic the Gathering. And it's really cool that you could do teams or individuals. And this year they raised a little over $14 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So Magic the Gathering raised $928,000. The Rooster Teeth team was $680, and then the Dungeons and Dragons Wizards of the Coast, they did $428,000. Wow. So like these teams were big. They really hit. Giant Bomb Studio Wild Card, but it's just really cool to see the three that were supporting us: Magic, Dungeons and Dragons, and then Rooster Teeth. And everyone knows Rooster Teeth. Come on, red versus blue.
Classic.
Oh yeah. But so I got on board. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it this year. Very first year, I raised $750. So I originally set a goal of 300. Nailed it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to put up to 500. Nailed that one. And then I was like, all right, I'll do 750. Nailed that one.
Nailed it.
And I kept it at that, and I was still asking for donations, see what happens. And my friend wanted to get involved, so I made a team called Fit Gamers. My overall team rank was in the mid thousands. But we raised $1,010 together.
That's awesome.
So all donated to the Lurie's Children's Hospital in downtown Chicago. And we got an email like the day of. I think we raised there was over 500 gamers donating to that hospital. I think we raised $80,000 or $90,000 for them. Yeah.
Amazing.
So what's cool is every single dollar goes to that hospital. The Extra Life takes nothing. It's full charity on it, which is really awesome. What's also really cool about this is usually the big day is November. They usually set a day. It's November 9th, and you do what you want with it. But you could always, if you can't do it because of work or whatever, you could always choose your own date.
Yeah.
This is a year-round event, but November 9th this year was the main day. So for the most part, you just do what you want with it. How our friend Ed did it, and I thought it was really awesome how he did it. He would just play games for 24 hours. Some people, they would, if it was in a big team, they would do it for the entire weekend, Friday to Sunday. They non-stop gaming, but they had a set schedule. So this person would be playing games for 3 or 4 hours, and then they would log off, and another person would come on and play their game, and they would just roll it like that, almost kind of like a telethon type thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But our friend Ed just did it for 24 hours straight. So I'm like, I'm going to do that. I literally sat my butt here and stayed here for 24 hours.
God.
And I have to give a shout out to Protein Headquarters, because I went over there after my Spartan workout. And I also did a HIIT workout before that too, so I did that. Shit. But I got a protein shake, and they're like, "Oh, what do you want?" I'm like, "Dude, I did a HIIT workout and I did a Spartan race, and I have to stay out for 24 hours. Give me something good."
Yeah.
So so delicious. He gave me a cookies and cream milkshake, protein milkshake, so good. But then they also have a microwavable meal packs by a company called Clean Eats, and I got a chicken it wasn't chicken Alfredo. And it was chicken with like a cream sauce and had like bacon and peas in it.
Ooh.
So good. And then I had a Thanksgiving dinner one. So it had stuffing, it had turkey, it had cranberries, corn. It was so good.
I can't wait to Thursday now. Sorry, just minor fan
right
out right now.
And then I got some Bang Energies. I bought 3 of them. I bought 3 of them. I only drank 2. I was kind of proud. But me and my friend, so I set up my iPad like right here.
Yeah.
And I watched his stream, and he had his laptop, and he was watching my stream just so we could kind of like see what we were doing. But for the most part, what I did is I started off playing. I never played the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Never even touched it. Mostly because I was absolutely livid to see the download size of being like 280 gigabytes, which really ticked me off because I had to buy a new hard drive because of it.
Wow.
So now that's why I'm up to 2 terabytes now.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I played that start to finish all the way through. Pretty good game. I don't think it was as good as the original Modern Warfare games. The storyline was just really all over the place in my opinion. It was good, but not as good. But I heard good things about the new Black Ops.
Yes, and zombies.
But then I played about 2 hours of that. When I was 2 hours in, my girlfriend and her family wanted to play Among Us, so I started playing Among Us. Love that game.
My girlfriend started to play this game too, and so
you have to get a good group. Like how she plays it, I guess like it's still fun, but if you get a good group, it's a lot of fun.
So for youngsters out there, there was a movie that was made a while back, I think late 80s and the 90s, called The Thing. It was John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
It's actually a remake of an original film called The Thing, but The Thing is essentially about this group of scientists or whatever, or people are working in like Antarctica, and this alien can manifest into human form, and it kind of picks them off one by one. So essentially, I call this game The Thing. It copies the thing. Like it is. You're trying to find the imposter. I think whatever.
Yeah, you're pretty much finding the one imposter. And what's cool because they kind of made it the game. They set it up where if you are an imposter, they gave you like hints on how to like get through it because you have a list of tasks that you have to do, and if you're an imposter, you technically have like no tasks really. You just kind of pretend. But they give you a list of tasks to pretend what to do, because there's going to be like a long task, a medium task, and then a common task. And the common task everyone else has too. So they put it in there because if someone asks like, "Well, what are you doing?" and you're saying like wires, but that's not the common task. Imposter, you're out, done, go away. So like they try to make it pretty like so you could like help you convince. I think you could turn those off. To make it like an expert mode kind of thing, but and then the imposter, like you could use vents to go from like if you killed someone in one room, just pop up in another room and be like, oh well, I wasn't over there, or you could sabotage things. So if you kill a body at one end of the ship, you could sabotage the other end, so everyone goes over there and you're over there, so you're like, I'm trying to help. Like, so it's a fun game.
I'll check it out then. I mean, I'm typically like that kind of thing. It's weird to me, but if you play it too, I'll check it out then. Yeah,
and like on the phone, it's free. It's completely free. You just have to deal with the ads. And on the computer, it's like $5. I obviously bought it on the computer, but it's $5. And it's a little bit easier because you could use your keys instead of like joysticking it around on your screen. But played that for about 2 hours. Went back to Modern Warfare, and then I try to play the Marvel's Avengers. I don't know if they did an update on it, but it's been really pixely. Oh. So I have to figure out if it's just my computer or I don't know. So I played a little bit of that. It kind of looked weird. I had to stop. At the time, I thought it was because I was streaming, so a lot of my graphics and CPU was being used. So, then I went back to it later and was still like it. I'm like, I don't know. And then I went to Far Cry 5.
You ain't beaten Doom yet at all?
No. I am stuck.
Killing me, Smalls.
But yeah, so I started playing Far Cry 5, which... Did you play New Dawn?
No, the one I played that's still on my Xbox when you still had an Xbox was the one that
Yeah, so I'm logging onto Steam here. But yeah, so I played Far Cry 5 and then I finished up playing Halo the Master Chief Collection. Can't go wrong.
So I actually gotta re-download the game. The Xbox I got, like, it came with it for free, the collection.
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-download it again because that was just a good game to play.
Yeah, so when I bought Far Cry 5, it also came with Far Cry 3 and then the New Dawn, which I love how they skipped over 4.
Yeah, yeah.
4 was
That was
that Primal or was
yeah,
that
I think it
Primal?
was. Yeah,
Okay.
that. So, quick fun story about that. With Primal, an ex-girlfriend got it for me, and I literally played it for a solid 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, this game's just garbage. Like, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to do this, but like, it was just bad. I wasn't a fan of it at all.
Yeah. Oh my god, shut up. Store page. Yes, view page. So I guess with Far Cry New Dawn, it's like if the cult was actually right and an apocalypse did happen.
Oh.
Yeah, so I haven't played it yet because I haven't finished Far Cry 5 yet again.
Okay.
So I want to play it all the way through again. Well, technically I didn't even finish it on Call of Duty on Xbox. I still had to defeat the main guy, but
I'm gonna play this game again. I've been I dusted off. I forgot I actually had the season pass for Borderlands 3, so I'm actually going through that again and playing the stuff I haven't played yet. But then Far Cry 5 when I was playing it, because I think is when I downloaded it or whatever, was during C2E2 weekend of 2 years ago, I think, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a great game. And then I'm excited for, which I gotta wait till Christmas time because I was told to, but
Valhalla.
no, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla.
Well, I said the Hulk. I'm like, what?
Oh, no, Valhalla. Yeah. That I'm waiting for Christmas too.
Yeah, that looks so awesome.
Because my girlfriend was like, oh, like I was talking about it, and she's like, oh, did you get you got it right? I'm like, no, because I pre-purchased Cyberpunk. And she's like, oh, I'm like, yeah. So if you're looking for anything for Christmas, and she was like, yes. I'm like, I won't buy it. I promise.
Well, that's right now. It's like everyone's telling me don't buy anything. I used to just buy myself stuff. Like, okay, don't do it for Christmas. Just give me, I don't know, beer, because I'll buy whatever I want for myself. Like, no, you can't do that. I'm like,
yeah, beer
is good and stuff.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing with me. Like I have a job.
Yeah,
I save money for stuff that I want, so I buy it. Like I'm independent like that. I'm sorry. Like don't mean to be a jerk. Like if I want something, yeah, like
I'll just buy it.
I'm just gonna buy it because it's my money. I save up for it and get it. Now, like my protein, but like yeah. So she gets mad about that. I'm like, you are the same way. Don't even give me that. So it's like trying to find a gift for you is just as hard, but I succeed.
Well, but seriously though, like awesome job with the streaming, man. That's really cool.
It was. Honestly, I don't remember. Between the hours of like 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., I don't remember.
It just, time flew by. It just,
I don't know if you could say flew. I like browned out, I guess you could say. Like,
wow.
I barely remember it, but I'm like, I just remember turning around and my dad's up and it was kind of bright out. I'm like, what just happened?
But that's awesome that next year we'll
yeah, next year me and my friend Jordan that did it this year, we want to try and get a team of like 10 people and kind of do like that whole weekend type thing.
Can you do like board games too? Or?
Yeah, like the Dungeons and Dragons, they literally just play Dungeons and Dragons. Magic the Gathering, people just kept playing Magic. They had tournaments and stuff. We have my dog, my puppers.
But on my end, it's kind of a short weekend like last time, but
well, you have a big announcement. You're missing out completely.
What's that?
Your band.
Oh yes.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, first
Lord.
How you know what? Funny, I had it in the back of my head, but then we started talking about video games. I was like, oh, forget about it. So yes, this past Friday, November 20th, my band, If I Were the Devil, released our first single.
Yeah, how do you pronounce it?
Satanarchy.
Okay, I'm like looking at it, I'm like,
yeah,
Satanarchy, Satanarchy.
Singer of my band made up that little nifty title, if you will, but we released our first single. And it's really kind of cool. We were getting a lot of great responses off of it, and a lot of good feedback. And I didn't really expect it, we were just a local, Tinley Park based, black metal band. And, unfortunately, sorry to everybody on social media, I've kind of been blowing up your feed with the band stuff promoting. But anyway, we've been getting a lot of good responses and whatever. So I'm pretty
so good. They actually already started making money on it.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, we didn't want to have people purchase this single. Like, no, it's a free single. Like, to check it out, whatever.
Yeah.
And we actually got donations from Bandcamp from people from the song, which completely blew me away. And I can't believe, we actually made money off of a single, which I'm not trying to sound like weird about that, but we made money, and if you want to have a listen to it, it's on Spotify, it's on Amazon, Garrett's got it right there on Spotify. We're on Bandcamp, Apple iTunes, and then somewhere else as well. I forgot.
You're a verified artist.
Yes, I had to do that. By the way, it was a headache and a half. I'll have to tell you another day, but putting it on Spotify, all that kind of stuff was like, this is just a headache just getting the stuff posted.
But hey, you got 10 monthly listeners too.
Yeah, which is that to me is pretty much for the response right now. And mind you, I'm not expecting us to have 1 million listens or whatever, but next month we're doing our photo shoot for the album, and then I'm pretty sure we're gonna drop everything in January. For the whole entire album, and from there, see where it happens. I know we have decided that it's just going to be a digital release first. Right now, there's no point in us trying to put behind mass amounts of CDs and vinyl and whatever, due to not only this COVID, but also just the way the postal service is nowadays too.
Yeah.
It's difficult to really gauge. And as you know too, especially with me being a vinyl guy, I bought 6 vinyls, whatever, and all of them were past, the expected ship date because of COVID. So we're doing a digital release, but we will have this physical copy sooner or later. And I'm pretty excited. I never really it's a new territory for me to actually be excited for stuff I created with music, and also people reaching out to me and saying this is a good track, whatever, and also seeing the statistics, how many shipments played. That
the
analytics
is awesome. And everything.
Yeah. I like that kind of look at the charts, whatever. It's that's cool. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out, again, we're on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iTunes.
Do you have any sites to download it on?
Well, Bandcamp would be the site you go to. If I Were the Devil, Bandcamp. That's where the donations came from. I gotta.
Sorry about the mechanical keyboard.
So it's kind of weird. Go to the actual No, that's not it.
That's not it.
Go to the actual Bandcamp website. Kind of guide you from there, because a lot of people have songs named If I Were the Devil, but we're actually the band name.
Gotcha.
Which I found so surprising. And just go to the search, just type this in. And today, Junior. First one, yeah.
Tinley Park.
We're based at we practice in Tinley Park.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So if you click buy digital track.
Oh, okay.
You actually so it's gonna ask you
name your price, and you just
you don't have to donate at all. It's
That's
one
awesome.
of those. It's if you choose to, great. If not, no big deal. But Bandcamp would be the way to buy it or get the download for it, if you will. We don't want to charge for the first single, or even we're possibly doing another single next month. We haven't decided yet, but it's pretty exciting, man. I'm stoked, and I can really only hope. I miss live shows. I miss playing live shows. I miss everything about it. So I'm really hoping that come next year we can have some sort of hope for it, and some sort of
definitely. If not, you guys could just play for me.
Yeah, well,
I'll just be there and be like, woo.
Everyone talks about hopping on the live stream,
Oh, okay. That'd be cool.
Possibly, but that's just
go on Twitch and do it. Get some money off of it.
That or none of those other independent websites I've kind of come out of the blue to help artists out. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
But But yeah, that's pretty exciting. And then really quick too, I was showing Garrett earlier. I wanted to get this Spawn comic book.
Yes.
McFarlane did a very, very, very cool in remembrance of Chadwick Boseman of the front cover is of him in the Spawn outfit.
Yeah.
Symbiote outfit, awesome. And it's him doing the Black Panther. It was like, I gotta get that. So I finally got that, which is pretty awesome.
I think for today's episode artwork, I think I'm going to put that. No, actually, you know what I'll do? For the Chadwick Boseman episode, I haven't posted that one yet. I'll put it on that one.
Cool, yeah, perfect.
And then I'll just take that last one. I'll put it on this one.
Awesome.
Yep, there we go. We figured it out. All right, cool. Nice meeting.
Nice meeting. You were business on your presenting for this podcast. And then I also... Ooh, how you doing? Oh boy. Really quick, too, I want to give a quick shout-out also to my bestie, for
Matt?
No. You can't see, but I'm getting a very particular face right now. But sorry, guys. Just shout out to Garrett too for being so patient while I was out for the haunted house really quick.
Haunted house and taking care of his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's another story too.
Yeah.
But my last thing for the thing is that next podcast I'm going to have a.
Wait, did we talk? I can't remember because we were talking before the episode about the.
Oh yes, see this is why I love this podcast, but I forget about the topics because we go in like separate conversations. Death and Body Works, which you've heard me talk about before. He's releasing two new products for good old jolly old Saint Krampus. He's releasing. Well, he already released, I should say, this couple days ago. The Krampus shower jelly, which is like a deep purple blue color and smells amazing from what I hear. It's like the blob shower jelly he had, but it's just a Krampus version of it. And then he also dropped a new beard oil, a Krampus beard oil that I've personally used in the past, and it's like
why would he drop it? He should have just sold it.
I'm sorry, he's starting to sell.
Don't be dropping stuff. Don't be dropping new products.
Sell a certain product of beard oil. It smells awesome. It's like a woodsy, like cinnamon kind of smell. It's really cool. And then exciting news for me at least too is that I can't say anything right now, but he's commissioning me to do the next product he's making for the artwork for it.
Hell yeah!
So I'm pretty stoked about actually getting my name out there on a product, if you will. So that's pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to that, and Death and Body Works. Check out the Krampus shower jelly and Krampus beard oil, and then. Next podcast we're going to do, I always use my Facebook and social media, but I always do a top 5 albums of the year.
Yeah.
I'll be bringing that along with, and then I want to be fancy and do my top 3 Christmas films I like to see every year.
I think I'll do that too.
Yeah, I typically, I despise the holidays, but also I love movies to watch during that time. And I already know my first one, but... That's to be told. No, I can't. I'm not gonna say right now. That's for next time.
Die Hard.
It's not Die Hard.
It's Die Hard.
It's on the list, but it's not Die Hard.
It should be number 1.
But that should be fun. And
the Star Wars special.
You kidding me, right? I remember what the funny thing is I watched a documentary on Netflix about toys, and it was all about Star Wars, and they actually aired like a quick clip of the Star Wars special and it even looked atrocious.
Oh god!
But
I think my mom might have it because I'm pretty sure my grandfather recorded it.
Yeah, it needs to be burned.
Well, it's probably going for some good money.
Well, yeah, nowadays. But that was the first appearance, I think, or on-screen appearance of Boba Fett. I'm pretty sure, because that was before Empire came out. I'm pretty sure, because that's when they created the toys for it, and you saw Boba Fett.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that was the first on-screen appearance of Boba Fett before the movie came out, which is pretty cool. But we'll do that, and then top 5 albums, top 3 Christmas movies, and then mine really quick, guys. Obviously, right now it's we've always been saying this since the day one of the podcast. It's a COVID world, but it is Thanksgiving week.
Yes.
And I wanted really quick 2 things on my end before I wrap it up here is I'm thankful for this podcast. I'm thankful for my best friend Garrett right here. 20-something years of friendship still going hard.
Since day one of being home from being a baby.
Yes.
So how 27 years.
Yeah, 27 years.
I thought it was actually shorter than my mom was like, no, you guys actually knew each other since you were born.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I thought it was since like preschool.
that TikTok again, like that summed it up the best.
I know.
I'm about
Wait,
to pack
all right, so I'll pull it up. I gotta do it. All right. Might not be my. Oh, that's right. I was posting something on TikTok. Oh well, I'll redo it. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh my God.
Oh my Lanta.
Oh my Lanta.
So Garrett sent me this, and mind you, I don't like TikTok at all, but this one genuinely made me laugh.
This one summed up our friendship.
Because there was no, it was very much correct. So go ahead.
All right, I got this.
Hello? I like your pencil. Thanks. It's a Dixon Ticonderoga number 2. Oh, guess what? I have a number 2 Ticonderoga too. Where'd you find it? Under the jungle gym. In the wood chips. I found mine in my backpack. Want to be best friends for the rest of our lives? Yeah, sure. I just gotta ask my mommy for permission first. Cool. What's your name, though? I'm Gibby. I'm Samuel. You're my best friend forever, Gibby.
So yeah, that's how it started. That is
roughly good.
And then this video is where we're at now.
Good morning, welcome to Starbucks. Can I get for you today?
Milk delivery.
No.
Milk.
No.
Milk.
Listen here, you son of a bitch.
Milk delivery.
Shit.
Milk.
Fuck your wife.
Delivery. I'm coming.
I'll come too.
And he knows exactly why that's us now. Milk delivery.
No. But I'm very thankful for my best friend, my family, my girlfriend, and her son. I'm thankful for
your son.
My job.
Yeah.
Thankful for still doing art and what I love to do. I'm thankful to still be alive and kicking as well.
Yeah.
I know my body's starting to show more signs of getting old, start getting better shape, ass hat. I'm thankful for my band as well, and our soon album coming out soon, all that kind of stuff. Come Thursday, I know we're just going to my mom's place, but I'm gonna pretty much be a piece of shit and just stuff my face full of food that it's gonna be delicious. We're having deep fried turkey.
Ooh,
yeah,
you be careful.
Yeah, because I don't want to have an accident of
those things can be explosive.
Yeah, that's what Angie was saying too. I was like, no, it's gonna be outside. Hope a propane tank to it and hope for the best. But
yeah,
I'm excited for the stuffing and cranberry.
So good. I guess I'll do. You're done, or you still have?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'll do mine. So obviously, I'm thankful for my best friend too, because I know no matter what's going on in life, I always have him. And thankful for my family, my parents right now. They're being saints, trying to keep quiet for our podcast.
Yes.
So they're always so very supportive of me, even though I have like ADHD style like future, like all my random career changes and everything. So I'm thankful for how supportive they are for me, and everything that they've ever done for me and taught me. Thankful for my girlfriend, Miss Dr. Carly, or Dr. Organic, that you all know and love. She's working her heart out right now over in Canada.
Idiot.
Or I like to say, just to annoy her, North American Russia. So yeah, she's over there working her heart out, working her ass off at the University of Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Yeah, she's having a pretty awesome time out there. From what it seems, it sounds like she's having a good time. Other than the borders being closed, but she could come visit. I just can't go visit. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's that. I'm thankful for my job too, even though like it's not as, I guess, permanent as I would want it to be, like the hospital and everything, but I'm still very thankful for it. I'm thankful for all the people that are going into the gym and supporting us, and even the people that are supporting me by hiring me to be their nutrition coach and personal trainer, and signing up for the Apogee classes. And I'm thankful for my health, because I may have caught it, I don't know, and if I did catch COVID, it didn't affect me as much, but I'm thankful that I'm still alive and kicking, and I'm still able to go into the gym. I'm still able to go into work, and I'm still able to do this podcast and annoy my girlfriend and just be the biggest pain in the ass to my parents. So, yeah, I'm thankful. 2020, sure, yeah, it threw a lot of curveballs to everyone, but at the same time, it wasn't a total waste of a year. Like, there was still some good that kind of came out of it.
Well, I think also going towards December when we have our New Year's,
yeah,
we'll discuss a lot of a good recap of the whole entire year.
Yeah,
we will too.
Definitely. Definitely.
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. The last thing I want to say is that, guys, I know everyone wants to see their families and want to eat and hang out, whatever, but I kind of feel like it's stuff we're saying this, but please, be safe as possible.
Yeah.
I understand that Thursday is going to be a day to go out and do whatever and eat and see people you want to see, people you don't want to see. I don't know, whatever floats your fancy. But just
as I saw it on a meme today, have a Zoom Thanksgiving so you don't have an ICU Christmas.
or just
is dark, but
yeah,
it pushes to the severe point.
But also, you can also wear a mask. And
Yeah.
Just maintain and wash your hands. Like we always say, wash your damn hands.
It's basically, just be responsible and be mature. If you're gonna go see your family, just be aware of like who you're with, who and who's around. If you're not feeling comfortable or you just don't feel that good, just be on the safe side. Do a Zoom call with them, or just stay home and do your own Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And just be safe and be mature. And the way that I think of it too is like, yeah, Thursday is the day of Thanksgiving, officially on the calendar, but it doesn't mean that the holiday is broken if you're not feeling good that week.
Correct.
You could always go and celebrate Thanksgiving with them a week later. Just like how police officers have to do it when they're working, or any type of first responders or healthcare workers, or even people overseas. They have to delay it a little bit, but you can still celebrate the holiday at another time.
Yeah. Well, I think on that note, we're calling it a day.
Yeah, we're gonna go make out.
Yes. For a Thanksgiving makeout.
Yep.
Yeah, guys.
We're gonna touch weenus, which, by the way, is an anatomical term, officially and medically. Probably not. for your elbow skin.
Yes. Or touch weenuses. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. Take care. All right. I love you all. I hope you eat a lot of turkey and hate yourself an hour after you eat dinner, like I always do. So yeah.
And out of curiosity, because I'm gonna be trying to post this Monday, comment or message us on what you guys are actually having for Thanksgiving. Let us know if you're having the usual turkey and mashed potatoes, or if you and your family do something completely different and completely abstract. If you guys just make your homemade pizzas, or if you do like taco night, or do like sushi night or something. Let us know what you're gonna have.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
See ya. Stay safe, everyone. Drink your water. Have your vitamins.
Wash your hands.
And wash your hands. Turn the page. Wash your hands. Hey everyone, Coach Garrett here. I just want to give you a personal thank you to pretty much staying loyal to us through our hiatus and still staying up to date and just talking to us and being so patient. Up next is the song by If I Were the Devil, featuring our very own Tom. This is their first release, and it is called Satanarchy. Satarnarchy? I don't know. He talked about it in the podcast, so if you just paid attention, you know what exactly it's called and pronounced. So stay tuned, and hope you enjoy it.
one of them?
Then,
Are you an angel?
I am the first angel, loved once above all others. A perfect love. But like all true love, one day it withered on the vine.